Hey guys, and welcome to episode 3 in this series in Pytest. In this session, I want to cover the idea of mocking objects. So let me take you through a simple example, and then I want to explain how mocking can work in this case. So suppose you have this function called makeGetRequest. This takes in a URL, which can be a string, and we're simply using the request module to basically say, go ahead and try and do a GET request. And then if it works fine, go ahead and then just do the headers bit from the JSON object. However, if some exception happens, in this case a request exception, just go ahead and return this. So pretty straightforward function. It's just using requests to go off and basically call upon a URL. If all goes to plan, do this. If not, go ahead and do this. So let me just quickly show you what this looks like with a valid and a non-valid URL. So this top one's going to HTTP bin, and you can see the result here. So it's giving me back, there we are, in this case my headers. You can see the user agent, all that kind of stuff here. And this second one here, I've done it so this is not a valid URL, or it's not resolving to anything. So therefore this is basically triggering the exception, therefore returning this one here. So one that works, one that doesn't. So what we'd like to do is basically write a unit test to effectively look for both situations. We want a test to figure out, does this work? And then a test to figure out, does this work? Now the idea of mocking is something that's super important because we don't really want to be testing how the requests module works. We want to be testing that our function works without having to depend on the inner workings of requests. If you think of it from a testing point of view, we just want to know that, okay, if this function has a URL that is correct and fine, will it do this? But if this is raised somewhat by the requests.get function, will it go ahead and do this? We don't actually care about how the get method from request works. That's already been written. That's hopefully tested code. So our job in our test is to basically not rely on the dependencies. Plus, you can also test it offline because we're not actually going to be making the requests. So the idea of mocking is that we're going to build a bit of code which behaves like this here. So if I just kind of do this, imagine this bit inside the little speech marks here. We're going to be writing a bit of code that pretends to be this and gives back something valid. And then write a second test which again pretends to be this and then gives back something invalid so that we can test this use case here. So let's go ahead and get started. The only thing you've got to do for this is do a pip install pytest mock. So put that into your terminal. Mine's already done, so we are good to go. And let's go ahead and build up our test, and then we'll start the mocking of our get method here from requests. So let's do test valid, say test valid response here. And what's interesting, because we've done pip install pytest mock, and we've imported pytest here, what you can do is pass in mocker here like this. This is going to be available to import here, which is pretty cool. So go ahead and do this. And one thing you can do to test this, so I just do it assert1, for example, and then do pytest, let's try and find it, test.py. See this runs? Like say, for example, if I passed in something that I didn't have access to, it's going to give this here. So we can see our available fixtures are, we have all of these here, and the one we're using is mocker. That's going to be basically the mechanism that's going to pretend to be requests. So let's go ahead and run that again, and we are all good to go. Okay, now what I want to do is effectively work backwards, which may seem a bit counterintuitive, but I promise it will make sense. Let's go ahead and import the thing we're going to be testing first. So we'll say from main, we want to go ahead and import, and it's going to be make get request here. There we are, like that. And then let's go ahead and then do the following. We'll say result is equal to make get request, and let's just say valid URL for the time being. So what we'd expect to see in this case is, let's do something like this, assert that result is equal to something. So inside this dictionary, this is going to be something that we're going to mock. So for now, we'll leave it as that. Well, this is basically saying, go ahead and call my make get request function. So go ahead and call this here and assert that the result is something. Now, this is the bit where we can actually go ahead and do the mocking. So I'll set up a variable, and say this is equal to mock response. This is equal to mocker.mock, like this. So this mock object effectively has the ability, with some caveats, to pretend to be anything. And what I'm going to be doing with this is basically turning it into, if I go back to my main here for a second, And what I'm going to be doing is effectively turning it into a response, which is basically pretending to be this here. So rather than request.get and going off and fetching a response and bringing it back, I'm just going to create that response as my mock object. So I'll head back into my tests here, and then inside this, I can then do mock response. And then here's where it gets a little bit tricky. So notice how that, when I do my return here, I do response.json, and then I have this kind of square bracket notation here for a dictionary. So what I'm going to be doing is mocking this .json thing. So we'll do mock response.json, and then you have to do return value like this here. Then notice how inside my return I'm then doing this headers thing here. So I can take this and then go ahead and do headers, and let's just say test 1, 2, 3 for the time being. Okay, now we have our mock response ready. This is where the actual patching happens. So if we were to go ahead and run this now, what the test is going to do, it's going to go ahead and call my make get request function. This is going to literally go off and make the request, and we don't want that to happen. We want to be patching this and saying, right, rather than call this, do a patch. So don't call this patch version instead. And when you patch it, here's what you're going to be returning as the response. Now, this is something I've in the past struggled with a little bit because you have to get the syntax pretty correct. If I do mocker.patch here, we now need to pass in a string which effectively copies this here. So notice how I'm doing rq.get. So we need to be doing this. So if I just write that first, it has to be rq.get. But this rq.get is inside main.py. So what I need to do is then do main.rq.get and say, okay, whenever we patch this, the thing that this is going to be returning, if I just do return value here, is going to be mock response like this. So let's go ahead and just try run our tests. And we can see it's failed, which we're expecting for the time being. But check out how it's failed. It's failed on the assertion here. So assert result is equal to a blank dictionary. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We expect it to fail. It's not a blank dictionary. But it's basically saying test 1, 2, 3 is equal to this. So what's actually happened here is result is equal to this here, this test 1, 2, 3. So if I go ahead and take this here, that's basically what my function has returned. And that's because I've said request.get, this is patched. And when it's patched, it's going to be returning my mock response. My mock response is just this here. So we're no longer calling the actual request.get function or method. Our patching here has gone ahead and basically overridden it and said, here's what you're going to be returning instead. So let's go ahead and do this here. Let's go ahead and run. And there we go. Now my test pass. All my test is doing is just checking that when this function is called, and we come down to this else return bit here. In fact, just realised we don't actually need the else, do we? We can go ahead and do that, make it a little bit shorter, can we? So when my function's called and it hits this bottom return statement here, it's just checking that the response.json, when called, square brackets headers, actually returns the correct thing and the correct entity. So if this was to change somewhat down the line, yeah, we'd know that something's gone wrong. So say, for example, if I got rid of this for a second, rerun the code, or rerun the test, sorry, see how it's now changed? It's saying the left contains one more item, headers, test 1, 2, 3, and actually it was expecting test 1, 2, 3. And that's obviously because I just removed this headers thing here. So from my point of view, this test is working absolutely fine, no problem at all. Now the one thing we now need to do is test for this here. So we'll go ahead and come back into our tests. Let's do test. We'll do invalid response here. There we go, like this here. Again, this takes mocker. Now this is going to be a little bit different because we don't actually need to create this like mock response and pass it into this request.get thing. All we want to do is basically patch this, but when we patch it, give it something to raise upon the side. And we're going to say, patch this and make it raise this here. And of course, if this is being raised, we're expecting to see this at the other end. So we're actually going to take this to begin with here. And let's go ahead and do result is equal to make get request. And let's just do, doesn't really matter for this really, I'll do invalid URL. and then we then want to assert that result is equal to this here. Okay, looks good. And now what we can do is basically do this bit again, but a little bit different. So if I do mocker.patch, there we go, get that in line. And rather than doing return value here, I can do side effect equals. It could be something like that, a value error, but in this case we want it to be more specific and do this here. So that means I need to do, let's see, oh no, not square bracket. We want to do import, where is she? Requests as RQ, and then inside here we're going to do rq.exceptions.requestException here. Let's just run the code. Okay, looks good. Let's just make the test fail. In fact, what we'll do, we'll keep the test the same. We'll head back into main, and let's just change the value in this dictionary. Run that again. Should see it fail, and it does. So we can see in this case, our test has basically said, here's a test, and it's going to be patching the get method from requests. When it's patched, it's going to be raising something here. So we're saying that when called, the side effect of this function being called is that it's going to be raising a request exception here. So given that that's going to be happening, when we then go off and call make get request, we're now just checking to see that the result is indeed equal to error oh no. Come back to our code. It's nearly done it, but of course we've got rid of the space between oh and no, and that's why it's failed here. So we'll change that, bring it back, and that should work. Looks good. So let's end with a quick recap here. What we've done is do some mocking and some patching. The job of patching is to basically say, from all this code here, we actually don't want this to be called, so this request.get, we don't want this to be called for real. We don't want it to actually go off and make a web request. Patch it and make it do this instead. So when we patched it twice. The first time we did it, we said patch it, and here's what's going to be returning back. In this case, it was a mock response. In this case here, when we patched it, we said patch it, and what's going to happen when it's patched is that it's going to be raising this request exception here. So we basically tested for two situations: what happens when it works, and then what happens when it doesn't work here. And in terms of the mocking, that's basically when we do this sort of thing here. So we use mocker.mock, and then we can then basically program it to kind of give back whatever we want. So this JSON.return value thing here is basically saying, from this mock object, it's going to have a JSON method, and then the return value for that method is going to be this here, this dictionary. So that just means I can pass that down here. So yeah, when it's patched, plus it returns this, so that when my test goes ahead and calls it, it's all good to go and it's fine. One thing I will say, here's a common kind of thing I've seen before. If I just copy this, do this here, I have seen people do this before. Admittedly, I've probably done this myself. If you do something like this, where you do the mocking after you do the actual calling your function, if you do this, you're going to get something a bit nasty. There we go. So in this case here, we went ahead and called the real get method. Well, obviously we don't want that to happen, and that's why our test actually calls the function to error out, it returned this, and then yeah, we don't want that to happen. So just make sure that you do all the mocking first, make sure everything's mocked and set up, and then go ahead and call your actual function. So guys, hope that was helpful. Cheers for watching, and if you have any hints or tips or tricks on how to use mocking or patching, feel free to let me know in the comments. Cheers for watching guys, have a great week, and see you all in the next video.